This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Criminal charges now in the works after a video showing animal abuse at an Indiana dairy farm. When we will learn more information about the people who are facing charges.
Plus, the poor health of Hoosiers could be hurting our workforce. Why new health reports may be scaring off new employers.
And helping Indianapolis residents get to grocery stores when there's not one near their home. The way the City County Council plans to help those living in food deserts and why they're already critics. Thanks for watching Good Morning Indiana. I'm Meredith Barrett.
And I'm Nicole Griffin. No humidity today, and meteorologist Todd Clausen, you're saying this could be, or you're saying it is going to be the best day of the week.
Yeah, I think so. Today or Friday, kind of a toss-up. Today's a little bit warmer than Friday will be, so I went with today. But yeah, it's very comfortable as you walk out the door this morning. Completely different than it was yesterday. So this morning, you need to grab the sunglasses, and some of you may even want to grab the light jacket here this morning as temperatures have dipped down into the 40s in some locations. 48 in Crawfordsville and Richmond right now. 49 in Greencastle, holding on to 53 in Indianapolis, but Greensburg, Bloomington, you're at 50 degrees, so it's a nice, cool morning. When you don't have the humidity around, you have clear skies and light winds like we have this morning, you can cool it off very quickly, but you can also warm it up very quickly, and that's what we'll do once the sun comes up a little bit after 6 o'clock. So we're completely clear of any clouds this morning. Should be a beautiful sunrise, and as you plan your day out, try to get outside at some point if you can. Notice the quick warm up, 73 degrees already by the noon hour, and then as we continue into the afternoon, just a few high, thin, fair weather clouds making their way into the area with high temperatures that'll be topping off close to 80 degrees. Elena?
All right, thank you, Todd. The good news, not much happening out on the roadways right now. If you're coming in from this northwest side, heading southbound on I-65 from I-865 up in the dogleg all the way down to I-70 should only take you about 17 minutes, so all's moving along just fine for your drive. Let's take a look at this stretch of the interstate right now. I-65 at 30th Street looking pretty empty out there. The roads are dry for your morning drive. If you're heading out the door, should be a breeze.
Elena, thank you. New this morning, officials in Fort Wayne have issued a silver alert searching for a man they believe is in danger. 35-year-old James Wilson Miller was last seen around 7 last night.
He was wearing a black hat and blue shirt with a car and riding on it when he went missing. He's described as being 5'10" and weighs around 200 pounds. He also has a scar on the front of his neck from a trach tube. If you know where he is, please call police immediately. Today, officials are expected to release the names of the people who are now facing criminal charges after an undercover video showed animal abuse at a popular Indiana dairy farm.
On Monday, the Newton County Sheriff announced 3 people had been charged with animal abuse. Those charges come after a video appeared to show animals being abused at the Fair Oaks Farms dairy plant and tourist attraction. Right now, we know those people have been charged with misdemeanors for beating an animal. Officials say they are still talking to other persons of interest in the case. Make sure to stick with RTV6 on air and online, and we'll bring you the latest details as soon as we have them.
Attorney General Curtis Hill is continuing his fight to stop an unlicensed abortion clinic from opening in South Bend. Whole Women's Alliance is a Texas-based health group that wants to offer chemical abortions at a South Bend facility. A judge previously ruled the clinic could not open without a license while the courts considered the case. Last week, federal courts denied an appeal that would prevent the clinic from opening. The Attorney General has now taken the case even higher, submitting an appeal to the U.S. Court of Appeals. The health department denied the clinic a license because the nonprofit did not provide certain safety documents.
A new report by the Indiana Chamber is highlighting a major problem in our state. The health of Hoosiers has fallen in the national ranks, and that is impacting the ability to bring new business to Indiana. Our Alyssa Donovan is live this morning. Alyssa, what are you finding when you are breaking down these new numbers?
So, Nicole, the Indiana Chamber released this report card, and it outlines where Indiana ranks compared to other states in the country. It's something they release every other year. And since 2017, Indiana has seen some areas of progress and improvement, but there's also been areas of slide back, specifically in their health scores category. Since 2017, Indiana's smoking rank went from 39th to 44th worst in the country this year. Almost 22% of adults here smoke. And the obesity rate increased from 31 to 34% in just 2 years, an increase noted in the report as alarming. The Indiana Chamber says these numbers are very concerning because these health issues have a direct impact on business and our economy. These declining health numbers are negatively impacting the ability for Indiana to compete with like-sized cities and attract businesses and people to the state.
People today choose where they're going to live first and then kind of find the job. So an unhealthy state with high cost is one that has a bit of a black mark against it.
And right now, the health of Indiana citizens is costing $6.2 billion a year in increased health care costs, lost productivity, and absenteeism. Now, the Indiana Chamber says cities that are ranking towards the top of these lists and attracting new businesses are ones that are improving their economy by building trails as well as bicycle lanes and parks in the communities. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you. Fishers police are out with a new warning this morning as burglars are pulling off a string of brazen crimes. On Friday, police responded to 4 break-ins in the Reveal on Cumberland apartment complex near 116th and Cumberland. Officers say in each case, no one was home, but the burglars broke in by kicking in the doors. Several items were reported missing from each apartment. Police have not made any arrests in the case. Investigators are asking anyone with information to give Fishers Police a call.
2 weeks after those Memorial Day tornadoes, and Hoosiers still need help cleaning up, especially at one cemetery where trees came down and scattered across headstones. With cleanup still a priority at people's homes, some volunteers like Mindy Clendenin are stepping up to clear damage at a cemetery in Huntsville.
There are a lot of veterans buried out here. There are babies buried out here. I mean, it's people's loved ones that are still trying to recover their own home sites that can't get out here.
Now, if you're interested in helping clean up the cemetery, send us an email at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Eastside residents are reaching out to RTV6 with concerns about abandoned houses after several break-ins. Working for You, our Aaron Lish joins us live in studio this morning with what neighbors are saying needs to be done to address the growing crime issue. Aaron.
Good morning. So it certainly is a problem to have your house broken into, things stolen, and trash littered everywhere. That is the issue for this Eastside neighborhood. One man that we spoke with had his trailer stolen and then found in the yard of one of those abandoned homes. And it was certainly troubling for him since he lives just around the corner. Other neighbors say they are seeing people breaking into these abandoned homes, and then they are the ones connected to some of these crimes. She contacted police before, but says law enforcement isn't able to do much about this situation. For Misty Allen, her home has been broken into 4 times along with her neighbors, and she's hoping for a change.
They are ripping houses apart and nothing's really being done about it because there's no trespassing signs. And, you know, if a house is abandoned and you can't figure out who it belongs to, they just kind of take it over and do as they please.
The Grace Tuxedo Neighborhood Association talked about this issue last night, and one of the big problems for them is getting in contact with the owners of the properties to get permission for police to enforce trespassing. An idea from one of the members of the association is to force the property owners to have listed addresses and phone numbers so they can be reached. Coming up in the next half hour, we will have what city officials say you should do. Meredith?
Aaron, thank you. A battle is gearing up as the Indianapolis City County Council is considering a plan to help people living in food deserts get access to grocery stores. Mayor Joe Hogsett announced new ideas to address food insecurity at his State of the City address last month. They include things like paying for Lyft rides to grocery stores and developing an app to help people find places to get fresh food. But many neighbors say those things are not the right approach.
I think the reaction for most of us was, you're doing this to help move people out of the area instead of supporting and keeping them in the area and developing a plan of sustainability for the area versus a quick fix, which is not quick and is not going to last long.
City leaders say they cannot control where grocery stores decide to build locations, so this is a way to get creative. The full City County Council is scheduled to vote on the issue on July 15th. It is 5:09 right now. Todd's going to check at our Tuesday weather.
And it's a great forecast for you today. We're going to have sunshine from start to finish. I think yesterday afternoon, but a couple degrees warmer here later on this afternoon on this Tuesday. That's the good news. You're walking out this morning to temperatures that are in the 40s for some of you, but look how quickly we'll warm once the sun comes up a little after 6 o'clock. We'll be already into the low 60s by 9 a.m. and then we'll be into the low 70s by the time we get to the noon hour. Satellite radar picture is completely quiet. These little specks of green that you see here, that is just some feedback. We have no rain in this forecast. In fact, all the showers are well off to our west. They will not arrive here until late in the day tomorrow. So until then, we are dry. Today's highs climb all the way into the upper 70s across the area, about 78 in Kokomo as well as Columbus, 79. The high temperature today in Greenwood. Our normal high is 81, so we're just a tick below where we should be this time of year. So tomorrow I put the slight rain chances in. I did the same for Thursday. Just know it's late Wednesday and early Thursday. Most of the daytime hours will be completely dry. We'll talk about those rain chances for you coming up in Maine weather here in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. Still ahead, terrifying moments for New York residents when a helicopter slammed into a skyscraper. The change politicians now want to see after the pilot in this crash was killed.
Plus, Kevin Durant now out of the NBA Finals, injured just minutes after he returned to the court. The emotional response from his team after the game. It's 5:11. You're watching Good Morning Indiana. We'll be right back.
Weekdays at 9 on RTV6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Time now, 5:14. Here's a look at I-465 at Binford Boulevard. Looks like the overnight road work is starting to wrap up, which is great news. Stay tuned. I'll have your latest traffic update coming up in just a few minutes.
Elena, thank you. Right now, a search is underway in Los Angeles for the suspect who shot an off-duty deputy in the head.
The shooting happened while the deputy was waiting in line at a fast food restaurant. Investigators say there is video of the shooting inside a Jack in the Box location last night. The deputy was in civilian clothes when he walked in and ordered. While he was standing at the counter waiting, the gunman shot him and then took off. The deputy is in critical condition this morning and the gunman is still at large. This morning, officials say there is no sign a helicopter that crashed into a Manhattan skyscraper had any links to terrorism.
The pilot on board was killed in the crash yesterday afternoon. Luckily, no one else was injured. Investigators are still working to figure out what exactly caused the crash, but it was raining when it happened. In the meantime, one congresswoman is calling on the FAA to ban any non-essential helicopter flights over New York City.
I truly, deeply believe that non-essential flight should be banned from New York City. It is just too densely populated. It is too dangerous, and there is absolutely no safe place to land. If you have a problem, it's not safe to crash in the water. It's not safe to land in the streets or on the rooftops.
The pilot who died has been identified as the chief of a volunteer firefighter department in New York.
Residents were briefly let back into a Dallas apartment complex just one day after a deadly crane collapse killed a resident and injured 5 more. Firefighters escorted the residents back inside to get their belongings and then get out. At this time, crews are still working on a plan to try to remove that crane. The apartment complex is also now working to find new homes for all residents.
Former MLB legend David Ortiz is back in Boston this morning after being shot at a club in the Dominican Republic. Reports say his former team, the Red Sox, sent the plane to bring him back to Massachusetts for treatment. Ortiz was back in his native country, the Dominican Republic, when he was ambushed and shot on Sunday. Investigators say multiple people are in custody at this time, but so far, no motive has been released. It is 5:16. Let's get over to Todd on what we have a nice day ahead, Todd.
Yeah, beautiful day. Yesterday we started off really dreary and very humid. We finished with the sunshine and low humidity, and we're going to kind of pick up the second half of yesterday throughout the day today. So today's definitely the pick of the week. It's sunny with highs near 80 degrees, which is seasonal for us, and then rain returns into the forecast late tomorrow. Although I do think it's going to be after sunset, so that's good news if you do have any outdoor plans. Another beautiful shot of our beautiful city here from the War Memorial up to the Central Library. library and beyond. As you look to the north here, no visibility issues this morning. The temperature is 53 degrees. The wind is just light. There is that sunrise this morning at 6:17. How about that? Sunset now, not until 9:13 later on this evening. So all across the area, temperatures are running a little bit below normal for this time of year, but it's very, very comfortable. You can give the air conditioners a break here this morning, or hope you did last night when you went to bed. 48 in Crawfordsville, down to 47 now in Richmond, 53 again in the city, 50 in Bloomington. These temperatures will warm very quickly once that sun gets higher above the horizon with mostly sunny skies. We're looking at a temperature right around 73 degrees by the time we get to the noon hour, and then highs will be in the mid-70s later on this evening for your highs. So get outside if you can and just kind of soak up this very, very nice, comfortable air mass that we are in, and with the dry conditions. So our next chance of rain is still well off to our west. It's nothing super organized, but it is a front that will come through late in the day tomorrow, and that's going to, cool us down quite a bit, but it's also going to bring in some rain showers late in the day. But this evening, if you're heading to the lawn at White River State Park, you are in tip-top shape for REO Speedwagon here. 77 degrees at 6 p.m., and then as you get into the show, temperatures will fall from the 70s into the 60s, so you may want to have a jacket handy, but all in all, should be a beautiful evening for that show and anything else outside. Then overnight tonight, going back down into the 50s, so not quite as cool come tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow features a little more in the way of cloud cover. We'll start off partly cloudy, then go mostly cloudy, and then those rain showers will arrive tomorrow evening. So tomorrow is not a washout. In fact, the daytime hours are dry with partly cloudy skies. It's not until closer to sunset that we bring in the chance of just a few spotty showers, but the better rain chance and the heavier rain showers will be throughout the overnight hours into early Thursday morning. So we time that out well. Friday's a beautiful day, sunny skies, 74, and then near 80 for the weekend, but unfortunately looks like we'll have to deal with some scattered showers and storms. Elena?
All right, well, the good news, Todd, right now, no scattered storms out there on the roads. You can see they're dry up there on the north side, 465 Meridian Street. No construction underway. All is free, smooth sailing as you're making your way out on the roads. Let's take a look at the map. Coming in from the southwest side, if you're heading northbound on I-70, from Ronald Reagan Parkway up to I-65 downtown, it should only take you about 12 minutes, so no delays out there on the roadways just yet. Let's hope it stays that way this morning for your rush hour. Let's take one last look at the roads. This is that stretch I was just showing you, so I-70 at the East Airport ramps, looking pretty empty out there on the road. So if you're heading out the door traffic-wise, your commute's looking great.
Elena, thank you. No NBA championship celebrations this morning. The Golden State Warriors barely held on to a win to keep the series alive.
A 1-point win will send the series back to Oakland for Game 6. The Raptors were up by 6 points with just a minute to go when the Warriors battled back with the help of some big plays from Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Kyle Lowry tried to grab the championship win with a shot as time expired, but it was no good, and Golden State won 106-105.
But that's the moment getting the most buzz after last night's game. The Toronto home crowd cheering as Kevin Durant limped off the court. In his first game back, he was re-injured in what the team says is an Achilles injury. After the game, the Warriors president was emotional about the decision for KD to play.
I don't believe there's anybody to blame, but I understand this world, and if you have to, you can blame me. I run our basketball operations department.
Durant will undergo an MRI today to determine how long it will take him to recover. Game 6 of the NBA Finals will be right here on RTB6 Thursday night. Still ahead, only a few more weeks until the Indiana State Fair, and they're hiring. How many jobs are open this year and what you can do today if you want a job. That's coming up in 15 minutes.
Plus, celebrating the greatest spectacle in racing at our nation's capital. What Simon Pagenaud had to say about his trip to the White House, coming up right after the break.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Time now is 5:25. Here's a look at I-465 at Meridian Street on the north side. Everything's moving along just fine for your morning drive.
All right, Elena, thank you. Here's a sight you don't see very often. The Borg Warner Trophy being rolled out in front of 1600 Pennsylvania, also where the winning Indy 500 car was parked. President Trump hosted Team Penske and Simon Pagenaud at the White House to celebrate the win. The last time a visit like this happened was with President Bush back in 2006. The moment was not lost on Pagenaud.
I would just like to say that it is, as a Frenchman, it's such an honor to represent my country here today in the biggest race in the world, and especially being invited to come to the White House with Mr. President Trump is a phenomenal achievement, but it's also an honor for my whole team, Team Penske.
And while he may be from France, just before the celebration, Governor Holcomb gifted Pagenaud with a certificate, making him an honorary Hoosier. We'll take him as a Hoosier.
Oh, who knew that's all it takes is just a certificate for the governor, and you get official Hoosierdom.
Yeah.
All right, great. Todd, let's talk about the weather.
Yeah, weather's great as well here today. Sunny skies and temperatures that are going to be pretty seasonal. And this morning, it's very comfortable outside as well. In fact, you may need a light jacket, as some of you are waking to temperatures that are in the 40s right now, 52 by 8 a.m. And then we quickly warm here up to about 75 degrees by the time we get to the noon hour. And then beyond that, we'll go up a couple more degrees to highs right around 80 degrees in many locations. But again, low humidity, sunshine, get out there and enjoy.
All right, Todd, thank you. Still ahead, East Side residents working to clean up empty homes that are attracting criminals to their neighborhood. What you can do about abandoned houses near your home.
Plus, Carmel City leaders postponing a vote to ban e-cigs in public places, why they're delaying the vote, and how they want you to get involved before a decision is made.
Today, only on RTV6. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Abandoned homes causing crime concerns in communities across central Indiana.
How residents in one Indianapolis neighborhood want city leaders to handle the issues. Plus, growing outrage at the treatment of animals at Fair Oaks Farms in northern Indiana.
This morning, we're learning more about the charges for those who are involved in that case. But first, we want to start with meteorologist Todd Clausen on what will be a nice day ahead.
Yeah, when you step outside this morning, it's kind of a surprise considering all the humidity we had yesterday. It's kind of taken a turn, Todd.
Yeah, you know, yesterday you walked out and it was like, boom, a wall of humidity that was around. Today, completely different. I think you'll walk out the door and you'll be like, oh, this feels pretty good. Temperatures this morning are in the 40s and 50s, but with no humidity whatsoever. It is a very, very comfortable start to our day. 48 in Crawfordsville, as well as Greencastle, 47. That is the current temperature over in Richmond. And look at this beautiful sunrise that is starting to take place as you look past Riley Towers here. And then the North Split, there is not a cloud in the sky. And I love that the skies here at 5:30 are already starting to brighten. Sunrise officially a little after 6 o'clock. So the skies are clear, obviously, with that camera shot that you saw. We have no clouds really within a couple hundred miles of central Indiana, and that's the way it stays throughout most of the day. We'll build in a few high, thin clouds as we get into the afternoon hours, but enjoy today. 73 degrees already by the noon hour, with our high temperatures eventually climbing into the upper 70s. Elena?
All right, thank you, Todd. Here's a look at I-70 at the North Split. You can see everything's moving along just fine right now for your drive. Let's take a look at the map. Coming in from this northeast side, heading southbound on I-69 from Huntington Avenue down to I-465. It should only take you about 5 minutes. So traffic's moving along just fine. Let's hope it stays that way. Let's take a look at this stretch right now on our live and traffic cameras. I-69 at 106th Street. So this is one of those areas that gets pretty backed up in terms of traffic flow, but you can see right now all's moving along just fine.
Elena, thank you. A neighborhood here in Indy is asking RTV6 for help after several break-ins they believe are connected to the use of abandoned homes.
This morning, we are hearing from neighbors about their concerns, and working for you, our Aaron Liss is joining us live in studio this morning. And Aaron, you've heard from these folks about they believe this is leading to crime.
They do, and just last week we talked to a man who had one of his trailers stolen, and yesterday it was found in the yard of one of the abandoned homes. He's telling us it's alarming to know that this was taken at a place right around the corner from where he lives. His feelings are mutual with other people in the neighborhood for missing Tracy Allen, she had 4 break-ins at her home and points out her neighbors have had the same issues. She believes they are connected to the people going into those abandoned homes. Allen's contacted the police about these people at those houses, but say they can't really do much about that. With the trash spewing out of these homes, she wants the places cleaned up or demolished so people going in will leave, and hopefully the crime will also disappear.
If they don't think you're there, they're going to come onto your property as well. I mean, like I said, we've already been broke into. We found, personal property in some of these abandoned houses, pawn shops, things like that. It's really bad.
The city tells us if you think an abandoned home needs attention, you can report it to the Mayor's Action Center or your city council counselor. And if someone is living in an abandoned house, officials say you should call police. Coming up in the next half hour, we will have more from a meeting held about this issue yesterday and ideas to fix the problem. Nicole?
Aaron, thank you. Happening today, the new director of the Indianapolis Housing Agency will give an update on the status of the organization. This week marks 100 days since John Hall took over as executive director. Call 6 Investigate spent more than a year exposing problems within IHA, including issues with finances and a rise in crime on several properties. Carmel leaders want to know what you think about vaping in public before making a decision on the issue. Last night, city councilors postponed a vote to regulate electronic cigarettes. The proposal broadens the definition of smoking to include vaping. It would also ban e-cigarettes from all public places in Carmel, including libraries, malls, and sports arenas. Those in favor of the regulation say e-cigarettes are more harmful than advertised.
E-cigarettes are kind of new to the scene. We're finding as we do more and more research just how dangerous they are, just how addictive.
The council will hold another committee meeting on the issue and open it up to the public comment before voting.
The health of people in Indiana is a threat to the state's economy. That's the message from the Indiana Chamber, who released a report outlining a decline in the health of our citizens. Our Alyssa Donovan is live this morning. Alyssa, this is all part of a report that comes out every other year, and these numbers are concerning.
That's right, Meredith. And from 2017 to 2019, our ranks among the rest of the country have fallen in 2 specific health categories, both smoking and obesity. Our smoking has increased here in the state of Indiana from 39th to 44th in the country. So we have seen more smokers. About 22% of adults here in Indiana smoke. We've also seen an increase in obesity, about 3% in just 2 years, which they have said is actually an alarming amount of increase for that category. Now, these scores are directly impacting the ability to bring more people and businesses to Indiana. These health issues are costing businesses $6.2 billion a year in increased healthcare costs, lost productivity, and absenteeism. The Indy Chamber says these days people choose where they're going to live first and then find the job they want in that area. And having these kind of scores gives this area a black mark against it. The Chamber says economic development and attracting people and businesses is a bigger challenge when a state ranks this low in healthcare.
The healthcare metrics certainly are one of the factors not only businesses but individuals look at. When they come, again, whether it's a company or a person, if they're looking to relocate, that's one of the things that they take into consideration.
Now, despite the health ranks, Indiana has seen an increase in people moving into the state rather than leaving it. The report shows a significant improvement from 2016 to 2018, with an influx of more than 50,000 people moving into Indiana. Now, Indiana is also doing well in several other categories, including job placement categories, as well as increasing and improving in education. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you. This morning, backlash continues to grow over animal abuse caught on camera at a northern Indiana farm.
What do we want? Fair life shutdown! What do we want? Fair life shutdown! What do we want?
Animal rights activists in Atlanta are calling for a nationwide boycott of Coca-Cola over its association with Fair Oaks Farms. RTV6 first showed you undercover video at the center of the controversy last week. Fair Oaks Farms is a supplier for Fairlife milk products, which are distributed by Coke. Fair Oaks is the largest dairy producer in Indiana and a popular tourist destination. The Newton County Sheriff's Office says 3 people face charges of beating a vertebrate animal, a Class A misdemeanor. We're expected to learn the names of those charged later today. Deputies say they're interviewing other people in the case. You can read much more about the aftermath of the video, including steps being taken to prevent future abuse, by clicking on this story in the RTV6 app.
Making access to healthcare easier for you, that is the goal of a new facility on the north side of Indianapolis. RTV6 took a tour of the St. Vincent Ascension Connect Hub on 96th Street near I-465. The hub serves as a command center, offering several services, including centralized appointment scheduling, video monitoring for patient safety, and remote patient monitoring.
We decided to build a command center to help tie all of those services together so that we could really be more forward thinking in terms of getting the right patient in the right place at the right time and getting the right care that they need.
Leaders say the hub allows them to be more effective and efficient with financial resources. It also allows providers to spend more time at the bedside instead of worrying about logistics.
It sounds too good to be true. A workplace surrounded by food, games, and rides. That dream could become a reality by working at the Indiana State Fair. You can apply at a job fair this afternoon. It goes from 4 to 6 at the fairgrounds. The State Fair runs from August 2nd through the 18th. More than 1,000 seasonal positions will be available.
We are working for you this morning with a recall alert. If you stocked up early for Father's Day, for a cookout, you want to check the labels on your steak and beef products, especially if you bought them at Kroger. The company says they are recalling bone-in ribeye steaks and boneless ribeye steaks. The recall also impacts in-store produced ground beef with the labels you see right here on your screen. The meat is being recalled for possible E. coli contamination. The products were sold between April 23rd and June 7th in Southeastern Indiana stores. You can find all this information right now on the RTV6 app. It is 5:39. Let's get over to Todd.
And Nicole, it's a beautiful morning for us here. The sun is coming up. The skies are starting to brighten, and temperatures this morning are very, very comfortable. We're in the 50s, and that's where we'll stay at least through 8 a.m. And then shortly after 8 a.m., I think we'll probably make that quick jump up into the 60s. But if you have a morning workout planned here, and it includes being outside, you are in tip-top shape. Now, the closest clouds we have, they are well off to our west, and that's eventually our weather maker for tomorrow evening. So until then, we are going to be dry. So whether you're exercising, the kids have a ball game, maybe you have a tea time, you are in great shape for just about anything. And of course, the pools are open now across many communities. So it'll be a great day at the pool. Just remember, even though temperatures are a little bit below normal, the June sun is very, very strong. So despite the cooler start, you have to put that sunscreen on. UV index is very high throughout the day today, so keep that in mind. But otherwise, light winds, sunny skies, and a high near 80. Can't beat that for the middle of June.
Todd, thank you. The battle over the Mueller report continues this morning. Straight ahead, the key evidence expected to be delivered to the House committee soon. Elena.
And here's a look up on the northwest side, 465 86th Street. You can see it doesn't appear many people are making their way right now, so should be good to go if you're heading out the door. Time now, 5:41. You're watching RTV6. Stay with us.
Feel the clarity and live Claritin Clear.
A Missouri abortion clinic can continue to practice, at least for now. A judge granted a preliminary ruling in favor of the state's last abortion clinic. The judge's ruling allows the lone clinic to keep performing abortions while a legal battle unfolds between the clinic and state health officials. The court ruled the Missouri Department of Health must issue a ruling on the Planned Parenthood's license no later than June 21st. Last month, the clinic sued the state over its refusal to renew the clinic's license.
The House Judiciary Committee will soon be getting some key Mueller investigation information. The information could be used to determine if President Trump obstructed justice. Democratic Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler says the Justice Department will be turning over some of Mueller's most, quote, important files. Despite this development, the House is expected to vote on a resolution that would make it easier for Democrats to sue Trump administration witnesses who refuse their congressional subpoenas. Today's resolution authorizes lawsuits against Attorney General Bill Barr and former White House counsel Don McGahn.
Hey gamers, are you pumped? E3 begins today in LA. Thousands of game junkies and workers will arrive at the world's most attended gaming convention today. It's called E3, which stands for Electronic Entertainment Expo. The industry's biggest names, including EA, Xbox, and Nintendo, will show off their stuff. Microsoft announced their new Xbox console ahead of the festivities. It'll debut at the end of next year. E3 runs through Thursday. It is 5:46. Let's get a check of the weather with Todd.
All right, today's a day to go outdoors instead of maybe staying indoors and doing stuff, because it's going to be a great day for us today with sunny skies and low humidity. It's going to make for a very, very comfortable day from start to finish, and rain arrives late tomorrow, so take advantage of today. Although tomorrow, when I say the rain arrives late, I'm talking probably closer to sunset and then into the overnight hours, so most of tomorrow will be dry, definitely not a washout. But look at this temperature change. 24 hours ago, if you were joining us here on Good Morning Indiana, we were talking about temperatures that were near 70 degrees. We are running anywhere from about 15 to 20 degrees colder than we were yesterday morning, and we don't have the humidity. It was a very, very dreary picture yesterday morning when we had the humidity that was around and the low overcast sky. This morning, not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful shot here as you look off towards the northeast past the North Split and also the State Fairgrounds. Hard to believe that the State Fair that'll be approaching here at the beginning of August really, really quickly. 53 degrees, that's the current temperature right now. Sunrise is starting to take place officially. Sunrise at 6:17. Sunset later on this evening is at 9:13. So temperatures have dipped down into the 40s now in many communities this morning. 48 in Crawfordsville and Greencastle. Richmond, you're at 47 degrees. 50 is the current temperature in Bloomington. And as we go throughout the day today, our temperatures, they will moderate pretty quickly once we get that sun up above the horizon. We're talking about a noontime temperature, 73, so head outside if you can for your lunch hour today, and then eventually up to 78 degrees by 5 p.m. I think our high is probably 79, 80 degrees this afternoon, so it should be very, very pleasant out there. Get out and enjoy. So this morning, we don't have a cloud in the sky. The front from yesterday is now well off to the east, where they're dealing with some rain in New York. So you may want to check on your flights if you're heading in that direction. New York, Boston here this morning, although it's nothing severe, so that is good news. And then these rain showers off to our west. That's what's eventually going to get in here late in the day tomorrow. So if you have plans this Tuesday evening, you are in great shape as well. Sunset 9:13. Temperatures once the sun sets will fall from the 70s into the 60s. And then for the day tomorrow, again, it's a decent day for us. We'll have partly cloudy skies, although those clouds will increase throughout the evening hours. And then once we get to sunset and beyond on Wednesday, there will be the chance of a few spotty showers. The bulk of the rain, though, is going to hold off until overnight. So here we are, 8:30 tomorrow. Again, a spot shower or two. But here we go with the heavier rain showers. These are coming in at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. And that is a cold front that goes through. So on Thursday, while we start with some scattered showers, we should get to some sunshine late in the day. 68's the high, and then Friday's a beautiful day, Elena, with high temperatures right in the mid-70s and lots of sunshine.
All right, thank you, Todd. The good news is no major problems out there on the roadways. Might be a little bit of a slowdown over on our west side, those northbound lanes of 465 heading in towards I-65, but not causing any major problems. Let's take a look at that right now. You can see traffic is picking up over there as you head further in the distance, but all is moving along just fine. Another good thing for your morning drive, those roads are dry, no delays.
Elena, thank you. A small change in your sleeping habits may shut down weight loss, but it depends on how you interpret a new study. The study suggests a link between weight gain in women and sleeping with the lights on. Researchers say women who slept with a light or TV on had a 17% change of gaining 11 pounds over a 5-year period. The same women also supposedly had a 22% chance of becoming overweight and a 33% chance of becoming obese. Scientists admit the study has its limits, and they say more research is needed.
Our Trending 6 is next on Good Morning Indiana. Already man's best friend. We'll show you why this might be the partner you need for your next family game night. It's 5:50. We'll be right back.
Financing with GM Financial.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Time now is 5:53. Here's a look at I-65 and Fletcher Avenue. This is in between the north and the south split, and traffic's moving along just fine.
Elena, thank you. Before you head out the door, it's time for the Trending 6.
These are some of the stories that everyone is sharing online and you'll want to know about. The Golden State Warriors stayed alive in the NBA Finals, but that win was overshadowed by what could be a career-changing injury. Kevin Durant, back for the first time in weeks after a calf injury, re-injured his leg, and now the team says Durant hurt his right Achilles. Durant will have an MRI today to determine how long he will be out.
You usually don't see police officers out doing yard work, but one Minnesota officer getting behind a mower to help out an elderly woman. Officer Matt Siltilla did a welfare check for a woman last week. After seeing she was okay, he asked about her overgrown grass. She said she couldn't find help, so Siltilla grabbed her mower and cut the front yard. The officer getting a lot of praise after the picture was posted to Facebook.
Some Illinois cops had to pull over to get a slithering suspect out of a sticky situation. The Park Forest Police Chief was riding along with an officer when they spotted a snake in the road. They pulled over to deal with it, but the snake fled right into the patrol car's engine. After about a half hour, the chief was able to safely remove the snake and relocate it to the woods.
Oh, that's Forest Park. That's where my boyfriend used to live. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, glad he got out of there. If there's one thing Finding Nemo taught us, it's that seagulls are greedy jerks. A California woman learned that the hard way on the New England coast. Alicia Jessup tried to take a selfie while eating a lobster roll in Maine. That's when a hungry seagull swooped down and snatched the sandwich right out of her hand. Jessup says the seagull flew off and never to be seen again, and leaving her to get a replacement roll.
I'm always scared about that, like eating near the water. Ugh. While you think you can play Jenga, check out this player. The video posted by political scientist Ian Bremmer. Look at the patience of this pup, pulling out the pegs just right, and the tower doesn't even fall. That takes some skill.
Impressive, yeah. My dog would knock that over just with her waggy tail. Hot wings made me do it. That's what police in Manitoba, Canada say a 16-year-old driver told them when they clocked him going 105 miles per hour in a Chevy Camaro. Police tweeted about the arrest and quoted the teen saying he ate too many hot wings and needed a bathroom. Pronto. Royal Canadian Mounted Police say that's still no excuse.
But it's a good one. Good excuse there.
$203 it cost him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not worth it.
Not worth it. All right, Todd, today is going to be a good day to get outside.
Yeah, I think our forecast is probably worth $203 here today. Okay. It's going to be a nice one, but we're giving it to you for free. So how about that? 50 degrees in Logansport right now, 48 in Zionsville, 49 in Bloomington. And look at the clear skies. It's just an absolutely beautiful morning for us all across the area, and it's going to be a great day from start to finish with sunny skies and very pleasant temperatures. We'll see our high get up to 79 degrees. Our normal high is 81, so we're just a few degrees below normal. But remember, the June sun's very, very strong. If you're going to be out today, it's going to feel a little cooler than normal. We don't have that humidity, but certainly you can get a sunburn very, very quickly. So make sure you have that sunscreen on if you're going to be out and about.
Todd, thank you. It's been nearly 2 weeks since a tornado ripped through Madison County. Ahead at 6 o'clock, how you can get involved in cleanup efforts.
Plus, here's a live look across central Indiana as the sun rises on your Tuesday. This is facing north right here. What a beautiful shot. Stay with us. Good Morning Indiana. We'll be right back.